Okay, good morning class.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome back. So at this point, we just needed to cover the cycle, the control test 2. That was written at the end of last term, the third term. We are in the fourth term now. We got up until question 4, correct? Is that correct? Right. So we are told that, let's just minimize this a bit. A bridge was built across a road. The central support is an arc in the shape of a parabola. Can you all see this parabola shape, parabolic shape there? Can you all see that? Right. The width TR of the road is 8 meters. 8 here. Okay? 8 meters. And the maximum height above the ground. So that means to say from there to here is 4 meters. Okay. So the question says determine the equation to describe the parabola if T is placed on the origin, which is 0 and 0. So to determine the equation of a parabola, we need to know it's either going to be in the form of y equals a into x minus p squared plus q, if the turning point is known, y is equal to a into x minus alpha, x minus, or a into x minus x1 times x minus x2. That is if you know the two x-intercepts. Okay. We do know the x-intercept. Not so. One is 0, the other one is 8. So I'm going to use the second formula. You could have used the first formula if you wanted. If you wanted to determine the equation of the, or using that equation, I could have gone with the turning point. Also, what's the coordinates of the turning point? If this is 8 from there to there, OR is 8. Then what is from O to the center? It has to be 4. So that coordinate is going to be 4 and. Okay. So I'm going with this one here. So we say y is equal to a into x minus x1, which is 0, x minus x2, which is 8. Now in order to calculate my a value, I need to substitute the point in the graph. I haven't used it, which is 4 and 4, which is the turning point of this graph. Okay, if I had gone and substituted 4 and 4 into that equation, then I would have said y is equal to a into x minus 4 squared plus 4. Then I would have substituted either 0 and 0 or r, which is 8 and 0. But because I've used 0 and 0 and 8 and 0, that's why I must use a different point now, which is the turning point. Okay. Remembering that's the x and the y. So 4 is equal to a into 4 minus 0, 4 minus 8. 4 minus 0 is 0. No, it's 4, sorry. So it's 4 times negative 4, which is negative 16a. So a works out to be negative a quarter. Not so. So my equation is y is equal to negative a quarter into x minus 0, which is x, times x minus 8, which simplifies into negative a quarter x squared plus a quarter times 8 is 2x. Yes. Did I make a mistake? Yes. Sorry? A is negative 4. Remember that at this point we divided by negative 16 both sides. Not O, it's an A, no? Okay. So you got y is equal to negative a quarter x squared plus 2. So that is the equation of that parabola. Yes? You have the question?
So what if you use the top equation?
The top equation, okay? Let's see. Maybe we get a different answer. Is that what you say? Let's check. So you say y equals A into, we're using this equation, minus, no, we're using the one on top. So A into x minus 4 squared plus 4. So let's substitute R, which is 8 and 0. So 0 is equal to A times 8 minus 4 squared plus 4. So 8 minus 4 is 4, not so. And 4 squared is 16A is equal to negative 4. So A is negative a quarter anyway. Okay. And then you sub back and you multiply up, you get what we have there. Any other confusion at this point, people? Just take that blue off. Okay. Then, sorry? You don't have to multiply. If the question was to write it in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, then you have to multiply that. But at this point, if you had written that there, I would have given you 4 marks. Okay. Any other question? No? Then the question in 4.2 says, so I'm just going to use that thing. The rest I'll take off. Okay, so the B part of the question says, show using calculations whether the truck, which measures 3.75 meters high and 1.9 meters wide, can pass under the bridge. So, to pass under the bridge, it has to fit at least in that scenario. Not so. They didn't say it's a double line, a single line, whatever. They just say pass the bridge, under the bridge. Okay. So what we say is, okay, if that is the case, the height of this truck is 3.75. That is 3.75 meters. Okay. So if the parabola at a certain point is greater than 3.75, that means to say the truck will pass under. Not so. If the parabola, however, is less than that given point that we're going to calculate, is less than 3.75, then that means to say the truck will never go through or under it. Not so. The width of the truck from this starting point to that end point there, the width of the truck is 1.9. Alright. So I need to know what the x value is at this point, so I can substitute the x value into the parabola. Okay. So we know that for the truck, from center to this point here, is going to be half of 1.9. Can you see that? So in other words, we're going to work out our x. So x is going to be the half of 1.9. Which is divided by 2, this is this length here. And I add 4 to it. So your x value there is 4. Why do I add 4? So I can get the x value at that reading. Okay. So I say 1.9 divided by 2 gives us 1.9 divided by 2 gives us 0.95. So from there to there is 0.95. So if I add 4 to that, what do I get? 4.9. So the x value at this point is 4.95. Not so. Or if I wanted to work out that point there, then I would have said 4 minus 0.95. Okay. So what do I do with this is I then say y equals negative a quarter times 4.95 squared plus 2 times 4.95. So you say a quarter times that answer squared, the last answer calculated, plus 2 times the answer. Give me an answer. That's not right. Or is negative. Three comma 7 7. So is the, remember this is the reading on the parabola. Is the parabola higher or lower than the maximum point on the track? It's higher. So you conclude therefore the track will pass under the bridge. Okay? That was worth your 4 marks. Okay. Let's carry on with our lives. Question 5. Question 5, we are told that a group of 60 grade 11 pupils were surveyed and asked about their sporting activity. Okay. 34 did swimming, so that's a 3-way table, a 3-way Venn diagram. So we had swimming, hockey, and tennis. So we said that 34 did swimming. So all these add up to 34. 13 did both swimming and hockey. So 13 lies here, swimming and hockey. The 13 is that value there. Goliath, you alright? Why are you yawning so big? You okay? The maths is making you tired now. You're bored with the maths already?
I couldn't hear
Who's going to cry in front of you? Right, 18 did both swimming and hockey. 6, so 13 comes here. Then 16 did both swimming and tennis. So that is those two. 16. 9 played hockey and tennis. 90 played hockey only. 12 played tennis only. 4 did not take part in any of these sports. 4 is on the outside. X took part in all 3. Okay. So now, remember that these 2 parts adds up to 13. So that's going to be 13 minus X. These 2 sets adds up to 16. So that's 16 minus X. These 2 adds up to 9. So that's 9 minus X. How many were there in total? 60. So 60 goes in. Okay. Get this out here. Okay. So the question says, draw a Venn diagram and use it to determine the value of X. You must solve for X. Okay. So now, before we can go anywhere, we know that this here adds up to 34. Those parts. Not so? They didn't tell us swimming only, no? Okay. So we know that all of this adds up to 34. So I can say 34 plus 6 plus 9 minus X plus 12 plus 4 adds up to 60. You all agree with that? So let's go with that quickly. So many of you messed this question up, no? So it's going to be 34 plus 6 plus